Okay, look, I'm considered a depressed comic. Like, mainly because the last people I performed in front of were boy band posters in my bedroom. You're probably wondering, One Direction, 30 Seconds to Mars. That's not, I don't support them. They have this look in their eyes. Like, they're deep blue eyes, and they just look at you like, we believe in you. And they have this, like, passion, like their dreams haven't died yet. You know, it really just charges you in your bedroom late at night. On top of that, like, I also go to Ashley Furniture, like, not to buy furniture. It's just, like, I like to watch the TVs, and, like, I'll also, like, intermingle with, like, other families, but it's mostly Armenian families, so it's gonna stick out. I'm like, you know what, like, I like this. We all, like, this is what family feels like. We're warm, we're sitting here on the couch together, wondering if we're gonna buy this. Dad, are we gonna buy this? I'm like, I like it. He's just kind of like, what? So I'm just like, and then, like, all families, they just abandon you, so you're just kind of by yourself. You don't want to leave because you don't want people working there to think you're sadder than you already are. So what I end up doing is I go over to the little electric fireplace, and I'll sit down next to it. And I like to imagine that, like, one day when I make it, I'll be able to have my own electric fireplace in my own house. And it just kind of warms my cold heart electrically. Like, to add, like, fire to that gasoline even more, I drive way too much, and it gets lonely. So what I'll do is I'll put a podcast in, so it seems like there's two people having a really cool conversation in my back seat. But it's not enough. Like, I'm too used to that. So what I'll do is I'll put in my GPS when I don't need it, just for the extra voice that constantly interrupts my GPS. And I like to pretend that person is in the passenger seat, that way there's someone next to me, and behind me, I'm not alone. But I also like it because it's preparing me for when I have a girlfriend. Like, it's just me constant, like, I enjoy the podcast, but she's going to be like, turn left here, left here, left here. No, I'm trying to understand what they're saying here. Let's calm down. Then I realize I'm talking to myself. This is sadder than what I thought it was originally. I told that joke to I brought them to an open mic. I brought friends who are couples to an open mic. Don't do that. I didn't do that joke. Because they look at you like, we must help him. No, I was kidding. It's a joke. This is jokes. So they decide, in and out at 12 o'clock at night, to go, we're going to set you up. Don't. I don't want your help. Mainly for my selling points. Like, yo, gather round. This is my buddy, Taylor. He's 5'3", can fit inside a bag like a chihuahua. He's got a good beard going on, but wait, last thing, he's kind of funny on occasion sometimes. Like, if your best qualities is you can grow a beard and are kind of funny on occasions, the smartest thing that you can do is go to an open mic rather than a double date, straight up. Like, that's all you can do. I'm not depressed. It just seems like that because of the previous things. I'm actually a very happy person. I'm so happy I piss people off in movie theaters. Have you ever laughed so hard you offend somebody? Have you ever laughed so hard you found your friends? I'm sitting there laughing, my buddy goes, Taylor? Bro, it's been a while, dude! After this trailer for Neighbors 2, we gotta catch up, bro. It's good to see you. Have you ever, like, laughed so hard you made a movie better? A lonely white guy, which is the scariest person in a movie theater, because you don't know if they have a bomb or they're going to go talk to management. So already I'm pretty scared. And he walks up to me and my buddy and goes, you guys. I'm like, oh, God. We're going to get kicked out again. And he looks at us and goes, you guys made that movie better. And then high-five us. If you don't feel what achievement is, that's achievement. I saw this crazy thing I saw at my job one time. It was weird. I saw a white supremacist with a Hispanic girlfriend. If you don't believe me, he was a white supremacist. He looked like Hitler's dream man crush. Like long blonde hair that was slicked back, blue eyes that kind of felt like oceans from India, you know, just like, what those exist? And like denim from head to toe, and then like military boots. But he was never in the military, he was too thin. Like, he would be dead right now if you were in the military, but you can't wear that. And like, to be honest, I assumed, so it's my fault, that if you wanted a Hispanic girlfriend, you would learn to dance. Tango, Congo, it doesn't really matter, just learn to dance. No, turns out, just go to a Klan meeting. They're just there waiting, like, we're going to change him. We can change these people. They're not crazy. Since we're down this road, I'm just going to kind of keep going down it. Like, I want to date an incredibly smart girl. Like, borderline genius. Mainly for the reason for like the yin yang kind of feel. Like, we're walking down the street, right? And we're just like hand in hand. And like, she shows me how to use credit cards. And I show her and I have a personality. And I just kind of like back and forth. But I also want to date an incredibly smart girl so I can finally become a case study. Like, I want to know why I do the things I do. Like, why is it every Tuesday at 8:45 p.m. outside of Albertsons that's open 24/7 across the street from a Chinese place, why do I hold on to my wheel, not driving, parked, off? No, I'm not going anywhere. And I'll sit there and I'll pound my arm against my chest to build muscle, but nothing is building there. And then I'll yell, this is art! We're doing art right now. There are people watching Netflix and sleeping in warm beds, but no, we're doing art right now. Why do I do that? And also, why do I feel I need to do this? Why do I feel like each one of you, all of you, I feel that by the end of this, you need to accept me? Why do I need to feel that acceptance? What happened to me? I'm like, you, all of them back need to accept me by the end of this. Why? I need help with that. Okay, look, I'm 5'3", already talked about, and I'm not yoked like a minotaur. I wish I was yoked like a minotaur. For the sole purpose of like one day when I do get a girlfriend, her friends go, hey, what's your boyfriend like? He goes, you'll see. But it's kind of that way where they just assume like, oh, he doesn't even exist. But then all of a sudden they just kind of hear a really cool sound. Like an archer just pulling back a bow and arrow. And it flings into the sky and hits a wall. And all of a sudden I'm just holding on and I'm gliding down. And in the background is EDM music. And I'm shooting a t-shirt gun. T-shirts have high heels on them. And then my Netflix special glides down from the heavens. And then I land. But I land like the Hulk, so there's destruction all around me. Things are kind of exploding slowly. But it's not too big. Like, people still are like happy that I'm there, but it's like, oh, we gotta clean this up later. But I stand there, 6'4", yoked like a minotaur. Less hair, but yoked like a minotaur. Like, I have weird muscles where I don't need it, like these ones. I don't know why, but I have those now. And I'm quiet. But you all just assume that I have an accent that would melt the coldest heart, but I'm still quiet. And there's just a small little sweat down my eyebrow. But I leave it there because it still looks cool and it's hot. Because it's in the valley. It doesn't matter. Anyways, I'm standing there. And all of a sudden people just hear the ground rumble. And from below, in the depths of hell, a Harley-Davidson motorcycle comes from underneath it. And you just feel the rumbles, and it's like, I'm fine, but everyone's freaking out, but I'm like, I got this. And the motorcycle arrives up, and I sit down on it. I slowly move. And you just hear the devil's laugh every time I just kind of start. And I keep going, and I pick her up with one arm, still sitting on the motorcycle. And I put her on that weird muscle I don't need, but I still have. And I ride off into the sunset, into the future, where anything is possible because I'm yoked like a minotaur. But that's not possible because I'm 5'3" and almost obese. Anyways, after all of that is past, and we're all just kind of coming down now. Who here's been to Hollywood? Whoa! All of you, 10 of you, deserve awards. If you survive Hollywood, you deserve a reward. You got to Hollywood, reward. You found parking, reward. You got to the place you're going to go to on time, award. You survived that creepy dude who said, hey, you see this poster of Deadpool? You go, yes, looks fascinating, can't wait. He goes, that was based off my life. And you did not get stabbed. Award. Then you found your car again. Reward. You got home safely without any problems. reward. Because guess what? All of that is almost impossible to do in Hollywood. So I recorded all of this for me personally on my iPod. Main reason is because I think it's going to be funny, because the government is totally going to hear this. And I'm cool with that. I know no one's cool with it, but guess what? They've been doing it since forever. So guess what? Have at it, bro. Enjoy the laughs. But I just need to know. If they think I'm going to make it as a comedian. And if they don't, just send me a Facebook notification like, you're not going to make it. Hashtag government knows best. And I like to think there's an actual guy in the government, and his main job is to legitimately listen to these recordings and answer my Google searches. And he's in a very small cubicle, like almost like a prison cell, but he can still get out, but it's more like a prison cell. And there's a poster of him, of me, on his wall. And it's just kind of me going like this, with a microphone in my hand. And under it says, I believe in you. And every time he goes on his computer, he downloads all the recordings from the past years, from now to the future to, whenever. And he puts them on CDs, and he labels each CD, whatever he labels it. I think he'll see a clever name, like, oops, he did that joke again, or that was pretty good this time, whatever. Then he puts them in nice little binders, and he cleans the binders too, because he's a perfectionist, for me. He's on my side. And he has so many of these that he puts them under his bed before he goes to sleep tonight. And that's his mattress now. That's how many he has in me. It's just his mattress now. And one day, in the far future, next week, I'm in Arizona, and a show didn't go too well, and it's raining outside. But it's like that hot, acid, cold rain, where you're just kind of sitting there going, this is hell spit. I swear to God, this is hell spit. Why am I doing this? And I'm sitting there, and I have a cigarette in my hand, menthol, Camel. Why menthol? I'll tell you. Because the mint covers the idea of, oh right, I'm smoking cancer. And you're just kind of sitting there just like, I don't smoke often, but I just do it this one time so to calm my nerves and go, hey, don't worry, things are going to be better tomorrow. And I let it go, and I do that thing where I just kind of flick it. Then before I go for another one, there's an SUV that pulls out, and a man comes out with a handful of binders. And he walks up to me, and I'm not shirtless, but I have no sleeves on, because I'm festering inside the coldness. Because I feel I deserve it for whatever reason. And before I left, he comes up to me and goes, can you sign these? And I'm just happy someone's there. So I do it. No questions asked. No one, why does this say, oops, he did it again, ha 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 ha, underline, underline, underline. I sign it no matter what. My name, every single one of them, all 4 dozen, just keep signing like, this is weird. And he kind of looks at me like, kind of thank you, but doesn't say because it's weird. And before he leaves, and before I light another cigarette, he looks at me and takes it out of my mouth and throws it. But not as cool as I did. He just kind of tosses it because he's not used to cigarettes. And weirdly, I just kind of crunch over because this got really weird. I'm trying to get warmth again. And I'm just kind of against a pole, just kind of like looking out. I'm not sure what I'm looking at, but if someone took a picture, they'd go, that guy's thinking. And I'm just kind of standing there. And he realizes, because I've helped him so much over the years and I don't know it, that he needs to help me right now as a karmic debt. And he puts his arm over my shoulder and his head on my other shoulder. Then he realizes it's kind of weird. They should probably say something because it's going to get awkward. He goes in my ear and whispers, you're going to make it. Government knows best. Thanks, guys, and Taylor.